Have you ever noticed the dress code in the school system today? Have you ever once walked past the children of today's society, high school children to be exact, and see them how they dress? You wonder if they're coming or going to or from a club, or is it really school that they're going? Well, I have passed a prominent high school the other day, and I've seen boys and girls coming from school, and I wondered where were they really coming from? Were they really coming from school, or were they coming from a club or something of that sort? I do believe today that school uniforms should be implemented in the school system. Why? Because it creates a healthy environment for the school system. It eliminates cliques, harassment, and you know what? It creates good conduct among students in and out of the schoolyard. You might say, my child doesn't just like that, or my children doesn't just like that. But you know what? It just might be a family member. It just might be someone you know, somebody close to you, a family friend per se, or it just merely might be a stranger. It doesn't matter. What we are concerned about are our children for a brighter tomorrow. And today, my audience, I stand here without beyond a reasonable doubt that uniforms should be implemented in the school system. First and foremost, uniform creates a sense of value for students. Firstly, individuality is created within a child when they realize that everybody around me is the same. Like, we are all on the same page, we all wearing the same thing, we're getting the same teaching, and so it allows for growth. You try to grow and grow fairly, rather than being in the school system and somebody's dressing better than somebody's wearing a name brand per se, a Prada, a Gucci, a Gap, and I cannot afford it, and so you know what, I cannot be the best I can be, I cannot be somebody. It creates a sense of individuality among peers and in the school system as a whole. It also creates self-expression among kids. You know, it allows you to express yourself, it allows you to be free around everybody when everybody is dressed in the standard clothes. When persons are dressed in a name brand per se, and the other is just wearing a regular clothes, it creates segregation. And so, you know, persons get intimidated and they don't want to express themselves really because they feel like they're not good enough, or they're not a part of the in crowd, or they're not supposed to say anything because they're not good enough and stuff like that. I do believe that uniforms should be implemented in school because it takes away segregation and allows you to realize that individuality is not about what you wear, it's not about what you have, but rather it's about what you have on the inside. The next thing, my audience, that uniform can do is it reduces crime and violence in the school system. Yes, it reduces crime and violence because when persons are segregated, as I said earlier, you know, it creates a sense of tension between students. And sometimes there are those who will bully others who are less fortunate or who doesn't look like them, and they try to intimidate them, and they usually fight back. And this creates it also creates gangs and stuff like that, and it creates war and violence. You know, people feeling left out, people feeling like you're not a part of us, so you're not supposed to talk to us, and it creates war and it creates violence. If uniforms are implemented in school, it takes away that because everybody are on the same page. Everybody is wearing a standard uniform. Nobody is arguing whether, you know, I look better than you or you look better than me, and you don't get a chance to tease somebody as not looking like you. A research was done some years ago, 1995, in Connecticut, the Long Island Beach study, and this is what the researchers came up with. They realized that implementing school at that point in that vicinity of Connecticut, the crime rate decreased by 91%. Sex offense decreased by 96%. Now I believe that the sex offense was decreased because young ladies especially was now dressing appropriately. Their bodies weren't exposing, their backs weren't exposing and stuff like that. And also the incident of vandalism was decreased by 69%, as persons no longer had to steal anything or, you know, go out of the way to do all of that. And lastly, I would like to leave with you that uniforms are very inexpensive. It's not costly. Parents doesn't have to go out to the mall or to a shopping center to get new clothes and new shoes to match. just so that their children can feel a part of, or their children can fit in the school system. It is durable. It can wash week after week and the color remains the same. Standard uniform doesn't only benefit the school system or students, but it benefits parents as well, as they don't have to spend so much on that note. And today I really believe that uniforms implemented in school, it creates a sense of value and individuality for students. It creates self-expression. It decreases war and violence. And lastly, it is inexpensive. So, today I believe those are great reasons why uniforms should be implemented in school, as it helps students to develop a sense of belonging and a sense of high self-esteem. And in closing, my audience, I would like to leave with you a quote from Sir Lyndon B. Johnson, the 36th President of the United States. He once posited, "There are no problems that we cannot solve together, and there are very few we can solve on our own." And today, ladies and gentlemen, let us come together. It's not about me, it's not about you, but it's about the students for a better tomorrow. Let us help them to become professional. Professional male and females, professional men and women. Show them, teach them how to act and dress in the world to come. Because going to work, we have to dress like professionals. So going to school, they should be dressing professional as well, instead of looking like going to a club. And today, I implore you today to help us come together as one. Help them to be better persons so we can have a brighter tomorrow. Uniforms should be implemented in the school system. I thank you.